What if I told you there's a way to feel stronger, calmer, and untouchable, even when people you care about start pulling away? Imagine having the inner strength to let go, to not chase, and to respond with a clarity that most people only dream of. This isn't about shutting down your emotions, it's about mastering them. You're about to discover how a true Stoic would respond when someone distances themselves, a way that few have the courage to pursue. Before we dive in, if you find value in this journey toward a stronger, more resilient self, make sure to subscribe. Stick with us to learn not just how to respond when others pull away, but how to transform yourself into a person of depth, inner strength, and unshakable resilience. Accepting the distance with inner calm. When someone we care about pulls away, it's a natural reaction to feel a pang of panic, a tightness in the chest that says, "Hold on, don't let go." But a true Stoic steps back from that instinct, choosing instead to understand that each person's journey is their own. This isn't apathy or detachment, it's wisdom. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." So when distance appears, it's not a wall, but a pathway. A Stoic sees this as an opportunity for growth, a test of their capacity to let go without bitterness, to remain unaffected by what is not in their control. Acceptance is the Stoic's foundation. By refusing to cling or chase, we ground ourselves in the reality that all things, relationships included, are impermanent. This acceptance is not passive resignation, but a strength that comes from within, cultivated through understanding our limitations. Epictetus taught that we should not tie our happiness to things outside our control. So when someone steps away, a Stoic does not spiral into despair or fury. Instead, we find solace in the understanding that our worth is independent of others' choices. This inner calm, this ability to accept distance, is a training of the mind. It's a commitment to stay rooted in who we are, rather than who others allow us to be. Imagine standing on a cliff edge, watching a bird take flight. We do not reach to grab it, we simply observe and admire. In this same way, a Stoic watches the unfolding of life's events without trying to seize control over every detail. This distance becomes an art form, a graceful response to the natural ebb and flow of human connections. In accepting the distance, we liberate ourselves from the fear of loss. No longer does our peace hinge on someone else's presence. We reclaim our power by acknowledging that others are free to choose their paths, as are we. Our reaction, our calm acceptance, is the first step toward a life led by inner stability, a strength not dependent on anyone else's approval or affection. Turning inward to self-reflection. Once we have accepted the space, the Stoic path demands that we turn inward, using this moment to reflect, not on the other person's reasons, but on our own responses. Why do we feel the way we do? What does this distance reveal about us? Socrates believed that the unexamined life is not worth living. Thus, when someone withdraws, a Stoic doesn't merely react. They probe deeper, exploring the contours of their own mind and emotions. Self-reflection becomes a powerful tool for growth. Instead of falling into speculation about why someone has pulled away, we turn the gaze inward. Are there fears or insecurities being triggered? Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Here lies the Stoic's edge. When faced with rejection or distance, they do not look outward for explanations. They find meaning in the way they respond, transforming this pain into self-discovery. In self-reflection, we uncover areas of our character that need fortifying. Do we have a hidden dependency on validation? Are we overly sensitive to rejection? This is where true growth begins, as we use each painful moment as a mirror to reveal the depths of our inner world. Through this self-inquiry, we strip away illusions and become grounded in a reality where our peace isn't dictated by anyone else's proximity or distance. As we engage in self-reflection, we cultivate a more profound understanding of ourselves, and in doing so, we build resilience. Instead of collapsing under the weight of someone's absence, we rise, fortified by our newfound insight. We recognize that true strength comes not from clinging to others, but from mastering our own thoughts and responses. This reflection, this turning inward, makes us impenetrable, unshaken by the coming and going of others. Responding with compassion, not bitterness. When someone distances themselves, it's easy to fall into anger or resentment. We might feel betrayed, even abandoned, and bitterness can begin to fester. But Stoicism teaches us that our responses define us, not the actions of others. Epictetus reminded us, if someone has done you wrong, the wrong is theirs, not yours. A Stoic doesn't dwell on grievances. They respond with compassion, understanding that each person carries their own burdens, fears, and reasons for stepping away. Compassion is an expression of our humanity. Instead of closing off our hearts, we choose to let go of resentment, realizing that bitterness only poisons us. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." We are here to uplift, not to entrap or guilt others into staying. When someone pulls away, we don't take it as a personal affront. Instead, we respect their autonomy, understanding that their actions reflect their journey, not ours. Responding with compassion is an act of courage, of empathy. It's a choice to view others through a lens of understanding rather than judgment. We remind ourselves that we too are flawed, that we too have distanced ourselves from others. In this recognition of our shared humanity, we release the need to harbor resentment. We choose instead to wish them well on their path, free from expectations. This choice liberates us, leaving us unburdened, untouched by the negative emotions that can cloud our minds. This compassionate response builds our resilience. Instead of feeling hurt or rejected, we feel empowered, knowing that our peace is untethered from anyone else's actions. By choosing compassion, we rise above the petty emotions that can weigh us down. We become the embodiment of strength, calm, and understanding, embodying the very essence of Stoic philosophy. Focusing on self-mastery. In Stoicism, self-mastery is the ultimate goal. When someone pulls away, it's a call for us to deepen our practice, to refocus on the one thing we truly control, ourselves. Seneca once advised, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." This self-mastery isn't about controlling others or bending situations to our will. It's about cultivating the strength to remain composed, disciplined, and true to our values, no matter the circumstances. Self-mastery begins with discipline. When someone pulls away, we resist the impulse to chase, to question, to demand answers. Instead, we channel our energy into building resilience, honing our character, and mastering our reactions. This is the essence of a Stoic's strength, the unwavering resolve to remain calm, undisturbed, regardless of what others may do. We invest in becoming unbreakable, finding peace within ourselves rather than seeking it from external sources. This journey towards self-mastery is lifelong. Each encounter, each experience of loss or distance becomes a stepping stone, a chance to refine ourselves further. We recognize that we cannot change the actions of others, but we can shape who we are in response. This is our power, the power to choose our reactions, to remain true to ourselves, and to grow stronger with every challenge we face. As we focus on self-mastery, we build an inner foundation that no storm can shake. Our identity, our worth, becomes unshakable, rooted in the depths of our own discipline and resilience. We no longer feel the need to hold on to anyone who chooses to leave. We know that our strength lies within, independent of anyone else's presence. Embracing freedom through detachment. Detachment is not a cold withdrawal, but a warm acceptance of life's natural flow. A Stoic embraces detachment as a path to freedom, understanding that holding on to things or people too tightly only causes suffering. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Receive without pride, let go without attachment." When someone pulls away, we practice detachment by letting go gracefully, without bitterness, knowing that clinging only binds us to suffering. Detachment doesn't mean we don't care, it means we care enough to let others make their own choices. We recognize that everyone's path is their own, and we do not hold on to them out of fear or dependency. This freedom, this detachment, is the ultimate expression of a Stoic strength. It allows us to love fully, without conditions, and to release without regret. By embracing detachment, we free ourselves from the chains of expectation. We stop demanding that others meet our needs or fulfill our desires. Instead, we find fulfillment within, becoming whole on our own. This detachment becomes a shield, a source of resilience that keeps us steady and unshaken, regardless of who comes or goes. In the end, detachment is the Stoic's path to peace. We are no longer tied to anyone else's actions or decisions. Our happiness is our own, our peace unbroken, our strength unyielding. We walk forward, free and fearless, ready to face whatever life brings with a heart that is both open and unbreakable. This is the Stoic way, a journey toward inner liberation, a life lived with grace, resilience, and unshakable strength. This is Stoicism, not just a philosophy, but a way of being, a path to an unbreakable inner peace. If this resonates with you, if you're ready to embrace strength and calm like never before, make sure to subscribe and join us on this journey of self-mastery. We're in this together.